So everyone, Craig Hanson got an absolute belter for you here. You're going to love this video, guys. We're going to be looking at fade versus draw. We're going to be looking at tour professionals, looking at the close-up of the hands and the wrist. We'll look at a side-by-side comparison coming up, but we're going to be looking at a common theme. So much false information out there, guys. We're going to look at shallowing out the plane here. This is a good one also for the advanced players. All right, so if you're overdrawing it or pushing the ball, we're having a look at the subtle variations here. Very, very good video for both people here. I'm going to show you some stuff that you've never seen before, and it's going to shock you a little bit, but this is going to help you understand the swing and not have the blind leading the blind, which is a lot of the information out there. Now, tour professional on the right hand side here, we're going to be looking at, this is a draw, but I'm just going to zoom in. We're going to have a look at what people do that have played junior golf and have hit lots of golf balls compared to the 40 million slices around the world. Now we're going to be looking at this position of the lead wrist at the top of the swing. Now we can see that the lead wrist is slightly in extension, slightly cupped. And when we look at biomechanics, okay, when we're testing wrists with sensors and movements, we'll see the advanced players move from this position of this cup or this extension into flexion a lot of the time, which means they're moving more into a flat or a slightly bowed wrist position. You can see that there. Now, if you've played junior golf and you're talented, you'll have that. Club players, right? Less skilled players do the opposite and have no idea they're doing it. Millions of them around the world. You see that wrist there moving slightly. Okay, now we'll have a look at this. The golfer on the left here, flat left wrist, club face is actually in a nice position, but what will happen is the club face will now become will move down and it'll move into an open position. Now this is open. We can see that the toe of the club is pointing over to this way, and when we get the tour professional here, obviously hitting the perfect draw, when we see the club head come down, the club head is in a square position. Okay, we'll see that we get a line up here, slightly on the side of 12 o'clock. Two completely different positions, with the club golfer now having a cupped wrist from flat to cupped. Now we can see that the tour player here with the wrist very flat. Now that's just a fact. That's what's happening. Now there is obviously an idea out there for many of the millions of people out there. If you have a 3-knuckle grip, people, right, and you actually get to the top, and you're one of these 40 million people, so there's a 70% chance you're in that position. If you get a 3-knuckle grip, get the left wrist flat, the club head will be slightly closed. And then you can open it up and you'll come down, you'll be square. You with me? Rather than trying to fix that left wrist position for the rest of your life, that you won't be able to do it, you'll see that the club head can come down and we'll get that. Now this one's quite an aggressive club head position, but for many of the club players there who would be opening that back up, you'd be up at 12, okay, and enjoying your golf a lot more. But anyway, let's get in there and have a look at the draw versus the fade side by side. I think you'll find this very, very interesting, and there's just a couple of things happening that people don't really understand, and I just want to get in there and just clarify that what's actually happening. So we'll just get the right picture on. So there's the fade on the right, here's the draw on the left. I'll just get them around about the same size if I can. There we go, sorry for that, but let's have a look now. We'll pop up a line up the shaft here, and we'll just quickly go through and have a look at some of the major points here. All right. Obviously the stance is a little bit more shut with the draw, and the fade's a little bit open. So we're still trying to get the face quite straight, square at impact. The face, sends it and the path bends it. So we're going to have a different path here. We'll see that on the way back. Now the draw, obviously heading out to the right and then curving back to the target here. Let's have a look at the subtle variations in the swing. This swing will be taken slightly around on the inside. Okay, the face will stay the same. This swing on the right stays slightly in front. Now this hand will be deeper back here, so they'll be closer to the original shaft plane. This one stays a little bit more out in front and further away. Now what's fooling everyone around the world, there's so many videos out there, and this is just, sometimes I have to have a chuckle. To flatten or lower your plane or to shallow out your plane, there's people out there telling people that you've got to lay it off and get in this position. It's absolute nonsense. Now what we're going to see here is when we get to the top of the swing, we'll see the draw pointing more down the shaft towards the feet, and this one pointing over here. All right. Now, of course, the swing on the right is it's on a lower or a shallower plane at the moment, but not down the bottom, and that's the important part. So where that grip points, people, that's where we'll tend to take it down. Alright, so let's have a look here at these. And this is where a lot of club golfers are around the world. And on World Class Golf Instruction, we can really help you out getting out of these positions. worldclassgolf.com, probably the most advanced teaching platform out there. Get your hands on the right information. These two swings here were filmed with a mobile phone, guys. So you've got your own cameras there. You can get in there and analyze your swing. The V1 app online is free, and great company, that one. And you guys can get in there and have a look at analyzing your own swings. Now look at these two entries coming down. Okay, one's the fade is obviously well out in front, but what we'll see with the draw is we see it now really shallowing out, splitting through that forearm, moving into the 40-degree area, and that club head coming in behind the hands. Now that's gold if you're trying to hit a draw. Right, you've got the club behind the hands, you've got this thing pointed up just slightly on the side of 1 o'clock there. Oh, sorry, 12 o'clock I should say. Now this one is going to be tipping over now. Now we've got, so this is what we're seeing with golfers all around the world. Okay, now the sharp is actually steep. Okay, even though it was shallow at the top. So the winner at the end is, to shallowing out your swing, is more the swing that crosses the line or points more towards the target. Okay, we'll see the fade here. It's just heading a little bit more left than the draw heading out straight. But a good position here, guys, when you're looking at just letting that club head release the fade for the advanced players. You can feel like the heel stays up a little bit more. The logo of the left hand staying up and working that end of that grip close to that left thigh on the way through and getting that thing to hold up. Important for advanced players to have this shot out there, hitting them, holding them up slightly and not having as much curvature on the golf ball. So guys, when we're looking here at, this is why Hank Haney, who was a fantastic trainer, this is what he did with Tiger Woods' swing, right? So that Tiger Woods had this tendency of getting the club head slightly underneath playing and behind him. Hank Haney actually, back there, weakened off his grip slightly, took it out in front of him and laid the club off. Okay, so as many people would think that would shallow out the play, it's actually very hard to get underneath playing from now. Obviously Tiger Woods doing it very well. He'd bring it right back down. I mean, he could hit it with many different styles, couldn't he? But looking at McIlroy, who struggles sometimes to get too far under playing, that's the interesting one, isn't it? We get that club head really almost crossing the line a little bit here. And at this stage of the swing, once again, people, this part's steep, but watch how much this club will shallow out down the bottom, splitting through the forearm, bringing it in. We're seeing this position over and over, guys. You're not going to become a great player. You've got to work on the correct things. It's really important. Get your hands on the right information, proven evidence-based material, and this face is just going to roll over a little bit here and send it down the right side. So it's concerning when we look at videos out there that are actually showing people the opposite things of what they should be doing. It's like going in for a massage and coming out in a wheelchair. Guys, make sure you're not just following people because there's lots of views on the videos. Look at evidence-based material, work with a plan, and get yourselves on the right path, guys. Check out worldclassgolf.com. If you're interested in an online lesson, you can have WhatsApp contact with me, craighansongolf.com. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.